Today marks 1 full year since we moved to Australia. When I stop and look back, it's been one of the biggest years of change, growth and opportunity in my life. We arrived with suitcases, a family, a vision and a willingness to see what was possible. No guarantees, no safety net, just belief, work ethic and trust in the process. This video series is not about bragging, it's about reflecting on what has been built, what has been learned and also what comes next. Each section you're about to see reflects a different part of that journey. Family, business, sport, education, community and purpose. This is 1 year in Australia. 1 year ago we landed in Australia as a family with no real idea what the year would bring. A new country, new schools, new routines, new pressures and new opportunities. We settled on the Gold Coast around Varsity Lakes and started to rebuild our life from the ground up. The kids adapted, Katie adapted and I adapted. Starting again is exciting, but it's also uncomfortable and really scary. We left our dog behind with family. At first, this was a little harder than we expected, but later we welcomed a new dog into our lives here, and that was a real turning point. It finally felt like home. We travelled between Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria for work and relationships. We built new friendships, new rhythms and a new way of living. From a personal level alone, the growth has been massive. Alongside rebuilding life, I stepped into the role of Commercial Director for i2i Australia. Bringing a global performance psychology organisation into a brand new market takes trust, credibility, proof and patience. And this year has been about laying foundations, building awareness, creating partnerships, positioning i2i as more than training, positioning it as behavioural transformation. I've worked closely with i2i back in the UK with both Ross and Michael, with partners and with clients to align programmes into the Australian business, sporting and education landscape. I've delivered leadership and behavioural work across organisations. I've also delivered the i2i 2-day teen programme and begun working with a local school to build a platform that will allow me to reach a much wider student audience. Alongside delivery, I've also been responsible for starting, growing and nurturing the i2i Australia social media platforms and wider marketing presence from the ground up. This work in education and visibility is creating a powerful bridge between performance, psychology, youth development and long-term cultural impact. Alongside my role as Commercial Director for i2i Australia, I also operate through my own business structure here in Australia. All current public delivery is under i2i. The personal brand will come to life when the time is right. Year 1 has been about planting seeds. The real impact builds from here. Throughout the year, I've worked with businesses across leadership, sales and culture, delivering ABA behavioural assessments, running one-to-one feedback sessions and working directly with directors and leadership teams, building recruitment and selection strategies based on behaviour, not just CVs. More specifically, mindset, leadership consistency and marginal gains. Delivering our existing 2-day business programme and creating bespoke 8-week performance programmes for teams who want deeper behavioural change. I've also created individual talks and presentations tailored for different environments, businesses, education and sport, helping leaders think differently about pressure, decision making, self-talk and emotional control. This is where the great deal of the impact happens, quietly, behind the scenes. Sport has been a powerful part of this year and a space where mindset is tested in real time. I work one-to-one with a professional MMA athlete whilst in a full fight camp. After losing his first 2 professional bouts, we rebuilt belief, control and focus across a 5-week build-up. He stepped into the cage and secured his first professional win, and we built the winning instinct. I worked with a 12-year-old athlete across football, golf and school performance. She won a school speech competition and progressed through to the state level, narrowly missing out on the top award. That same year, she also won a club junior golf championship in 2025. I supported a 15-year-old high-level pickleball athlete competing at state and national level. I also work with a competitive tennis player around visualisation, composure, confidence and match pressure. An A-League footballer on self-belief, self-doubt and confidence. Alongside one-to-one work, I delivered a full 2-day performance and mindset programme with 15 under-13 football players across 2 teams, focusing on confidence, communication, emotional regulation and leadership. Whether junior, emerging or professional, the common thread across all of this work is performance under pressure. Education has become one of the most meaningful parts of what I do. I've delivered full 2-day school holiday mindset programs for teenagers. I've worked with young people on confidence, identity, emotions and belief. I've brought parents and coaches into the process so the support system grows with the young person. I've built NDIS aligned programs around capacity building, self-regulation and resilience. I also delivered a 70-minute presentation to Aspire students at a local school focused on the pressures of sport and life, resilience and the ability to bounce back when things do not go to plan. That session brought together mindset, emotional control and personal responsibility in a very real and relatable way for young athletes. Watching teenagers leave with tools they can use for life is something I never take lightly. Over the last year, I've built an entire Australian network from nothing. Through BX networking, BNI meetings and Chambers of Commerce events across multiple locations. I've attended as many local community events as possible, and whether that's through schools, local P&C or Varsity Lakes Community, the VLCL, and these have led to additional invitations and many different events, drinks and lunches. Through Imagine Golf events in Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria, through countless coffees, meetings, presentations, follow-ups and referrals. I've been involved in charity golf days as a whole sponsor, support and partner events and also playing golf as part of business teams, using sport as a powerful connector. I delivered a free morning seminar to give business owners immediate tools and insight with no barrier to entry. I've delivered talks and presentations at a wide range of different events across business, sport and community. Presenting at BX, delivering an Excite talk and meeting founders, directors and leaders. Working alongside organisations like VLCL, Sports Gold Coast and being involved in conversations connected to the wider sporting community and the Hall of Fame environment. Every relationship built with integrity, no shortcuts and no pressure. The Australian business and supporting communities have been incredibly welcoming and I am deeply grateful for that. This year also pushed me into the public arena more than ever before. I've recorded features with Rebel FM for both interview and discussion, with those segments due to be aired in the coming weeks. I began building YouTube, podcast and social media content strategies as part of a longer term content and visibility plan. I co-developed the PerforMind concept as a broader platform for performance, perspective, leadership and life, not just sport. The PerforMind podcast is currently in development and will be launched when the timing is right. In November, I also launched a monthly newsletter. This now showcases what I've been up to, what I've been working on, and shares practical mindset, performance and behavioural tools that people can apply straight away. I created presentation decks, posters, written content, videos and educational materials to support my work across business, education and sport. I also began collecting writing for a future book around self-talk, mindset and identity. The voice behind the work is starting to take shape. Behind the scenes has just been as demanding. I built pricing structures, delivery models and group frameworks. I created proposals, invoices, consent forms and operational documents. I aligned program structures to NDIS frameworks. I built systems so the business could scale rather than depend on the constant manual delivery. This is the unglamorous part of business, but it is what creates stability and longevity. Everything I do today is built on what I learned in the telecommunications retail customer first franchise world with Communications Plus. Structure, discipline, values, the mentality of justify it or fix it, finding an angle when others see obstacles, sheer bloody mindedness, habitual standards, relentless consistency, turning up, giving your best 5 minutes, you never know who's there or who's in the room. Pride, make it happen, attention to detail, always exceptional. Those years shaped how I think, how I lead, and how I work. This year marked a shift from franchise leadership to full responsibility and full ownership. Every decision, every risk, every outcome now sits with me. There's no safety net, there's no head office, there's just accountability. That shift alone has changed me more than I expected. So, that's it. 1 year in Australia. It's not been easy. It's been honest, stretching, and real. We didn't come here for comfort. We came here for growth. And this is only the beginning. If you're part of this journey, thank you. If you're watching from afar, the next chapter is already unfolding. Take pride. Love you all.